in your own words, what is this film really about?
Well, I had the idea about 2 years ago, and I wanted to tell the story about American identity, where we were in the country right now and where we're headed. And, to me, I guess that means my dad was from a small town in just outside Pittsburgh, Natrona Heights. It was a steel mill town. And just like any industrial town, it hit hard times. His dad had multiple jobs. They didn't have much. And I remember as an ignorant kid saying to my dad, so was your childhood awful? And he was like, no, it was incredible. We had this incredible sense of community. We were always looking out for each other, and there was this faith that tomorrow was going to be a better day. And I think that ideal, we have moved so far away from it as a country that we, pay so much attention, especially recently, to make so much noise about who's going to be elected, that we often forget about who's actually being affected by all these decisions. And so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell the story of a small town. Now, in order to get a story that worked with what we were trying to talk about, we were looking for a backdrop, and that's where natural gas drilling came in. So it came in late to the process, but it was a perfect backdrop because it's a very dramatic situation. It's very much like high-stakes poker. There's so much potentially to gain, so much potentially to lose, that these people are making a very difficult decision. And of course, on the national scale, it just looks like an issue that you're either for or against, and it's that simple. But that's always kind of ignorant. The truth is always in the middle, at least I think so. Yeah, I think for Matt and I, both these characters were characters that we hadn't been offered, and that we probably wouldn't be offered unless we wrote them ourselves. So, for me to play a character that had that level of complexity and different layers was really, really fun. And for Matt, he had never played like that Kazan role of On the Waterfront or Wild River or one of these great movies. And that's a character that has, self-loathing. They're a little bit more complex, and they're trying to understand a bigger version of themselves, not just the day-to-day of what's going on in the movie. So for us, both those characters were characters that we really wanted to play, that we always gravitate towards as audience members. And we loved it. We loved doing it.
And you're a writer on the film, you're a producer on the film, you star in the film. Was it ever overwhelming?
It's overwhelming right now, still. Making all those calls. No, it's one of those things that when you're excited about something, you can kind of do anything. And we had such an incredible group of people all around that it was just a sort of blessed kind of feeling the whole time. But for me, I think one of the hardest things to do is to understand how this is possible. For me, to be working with Matt Damon and Gus Van Sant, being from Boston, Good Will Hunting is like the most important movie ever. So to be a part of a movie with them is incredible.
To wrap it up, what is the one thing you really want the audience to take away when they walk out of the theater?
I think the best compliment Matt and I could get is to start a conversation. And not even really about this political issue, but really where we are as a country. We wanted to tell a story about a snapshot of where we are and where we've come from. And to acknowledge that we've been sort of pushed to the brink of just surviving at this point. And it used to be that the long lead game and the belief that the country would be, like my dad said, that tomorrow would be a better day was the priority. And now it's just sort of survive for yourself. And we got to change that, and we got to realize that coming together is the only way we're going to get to the next step.